Perfect.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to very late, but still a thing, Mario Kart Monday on a Thursday. We're
We
here
love
to
Mario.
play some Mario Kart because that's what we do almost
Boy,
every Thursday, except for when we
boy
don't,
howdy.
which has happened. But usually,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, Matt needs to practice. We've been playing Mario Kart every week for 2 years.
We love Mario Kart.
We love Mario Kart in this house.
Yeah.
Matt, practice, go through a training arc, then join us.
I mean, I'm sure he'd be fine. We're not that good.
That's true. I give you maybe like 8 hours of Mario Kart before you're
Yeah,
just
there
as
you go.
good as 2 years training us.
True.
I love watching Gibby get salty every Thursday. That's true. Even when
That's
we're playing Mario Party.
true.
Still
Even
late
when
for
we're
the late
not
cart.
playing games.
You're early in my heart, Ellywig. Yeah, even when we're not playing games. Even when we're just, like,
Even when we're not
talking.
playing games. Yep. I know my role. I understand.
Hershey, you have to go to bed, sweet love. Oh, I ate an entire bowl of popcorn for lunch.
That's a interesting lunch.
It was
Speak
delicious.
on that. What kind of
Yeah.
popcorn was it?
It was buttery. Buttery Orville Redenbachers. Speak
okay.
on that.
Speak on that.
It expired 2 years ago. I think. Could have been longer.
I went off the edge.
Actually was very much most likely expired like 2021, but that's fine. Which probably follows up quite nicely with the I'm gonna be late to stream, my stomach hurts, and then I was 4 minutes late to stream. And then everyone else's tummy hurt. And we were 40 minutes late to stream. Which is fine.
Sometimes tummy's hurting, you know?
Exactly, sometimes... Wow, that should have hit me. Oh, come on! I've got so many bananas to block that. Oh, I saw Mario. I was like, Janet, when did you get here?
What happened?
It's just some imposter Mario that's still ahead of me. Microwave popcorn doesn't expire, but it do. That's probably why I spent the time after eating the popcorn very... Fuck you.
I had to do
very,
that because I was
sick.
going to get hit by a red shell.
I don't believe you.
Listen.
I wanted to throw that bomb backwards and hit you, but I accidentally threw it forwards.
Thankfully, you didn't hit me.
Yeah, I mean, a loss to us all, really.
I don't think it's a loss at all.
I think so. Ah!
The hard computer's on?
Yeah. Why do you
Oh,
think they're
okay.
winning?
I was like, geez, they're like right on our tail.
It would only go bad in a nuclear fallout because it would pop in the bag. I'm not gonna lie to you. The time spent in the bathroom today proves to me...
Oh, I can't turn right. Brilliant.
That, you may be incorrect. And microwave popcorn does in fact go bad. Pretty violently, actually. So, just so everyone's aware.
Yeah.
Make sure, like, eat in a timely fashion, and if you're gonna eat 3 years expired popcorn, maybe not the whole bag at once. Beans. When Mario throws red shells, you'll know it's me. That's true. And when your name pops up in the in the lobby, that's when I'll
Oh.
know it's you. You joystick replacement? Ooh. We'll set something up.
I can't believe the boo stole my horn. Right
That's
when there's a
funny.
blue shell coming.
You know what's even funnier is I got
Not.
one
It's
from a
not funny.
box.
Not funny at all. In
No,
fact,
it's hilarious. And I
no,
watched it
no,
sail right past me, horn in hand.
not funny at all.
It's
Is it?
hilarious.
Is it? Hope I can turn right this time.
Yeah, I mean, most of the track is a right turn.
Yeah, unfortunately for me.
I mean, I'll flip it next round. It's fine. Beans. No.
I mean,
Mario threw a red shell. I was promised that was Janet. I don't believe it was, though. Wow. Gibby threw a red shell. Now I'm just insulted. It's my turn to throw a red shell.
I throw red shells at everyone, regardless of who it is.
Thanks. Good to know. Why did that hit a banana?
Is there a banana on the track?
I don't want to talk about it, actually. Why did the red shell not avoid the banana? The very obvious middle of the road motherfucking banana. It's fine. I'm fine.
Huh? Oh my god. Why'd that take such a tight turn?
Are you complaining that you're turning now instead of not?
No, the blue shell. The blue shell turned into me. I went to the side to get away from it. It's like,
Oh, yeah, it
actually.
usually does go right down the middle of the tracks, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I haven't decided if I like this track, but I don't think I do.
I don't like it. Mario hit himself.
No, I hit him, I think.
Hoggers, maybe.
Beans? I was hawking those bananas with a dream.
I watched you. I watched you huck 'em. Huckleberry Finn over here, man.
Also, I wanted to stream with my proper model, but unfortunately, I looked at my streaming phone and I unlocked it, and it was just like, oh yeah, you have 2% battery. And I was like, wow. I love that it's been charging for 2 days, and we're at 2%.
Wow.
Love it.
Love it.
Anyways, imagine you hit your own banana. I have, and I will again. In fact, probably on this track. Janet, welcome to the lobby. Cheeseland,
Spooky.
not as fun as Sandland. By the way, hello.
I like Cheeseland. I think it's a good track.
Offer to swap battery. No, it's not a problem with the battery. The battery's relatively new. I think because it is plugged into a USB charging station thing that I bought off of Amazon, that it was like, I have no will to live. That's like plugged into my computer. Anyways, here's a top tip for you, anime aficionados. Watch Sandland. I think it's on, what is it on, Netflix? No.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Disney Plus has Sandland. Sandland is a really good anime. It was created by Akira Toriyama, so you know it's good.
Okay.
And he was the Dragon Ball guy, for reference.
He's the Dragon Ball guy. Yeah.
We like Dragon Ball around here.
The Dragon Quest guy.
I feel like I should have clarified that. Okay, hey, I got a horn. Wow,
Yeah.
from my boo. That was fun.
I had a
What a
horn
throwback.
once.
Blue.
Anyways, I fucking love Sandland. We were away at a convention for a weekend, and we watched the whole thing.
True. We're gonna watch Dragon Ball, but we couldn't get it to work. Beans.
2 years ago, I told you to watch Dragon Ball, and I said no. Yeah, and I stayed by that up until I think 2 months ago, and then I watched all of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, she's like Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, I was
all
like,
right.
I should probably check out what modern anime was built upon, and I did. Sandland also is incredible. I highly recommend it. The characters are fun. The setting is engaging. The plot is what you can expect, I think, from a Toriyama series.
Oh.
The anime profit? I mean, I don't think so. Three seasons for a single fight? No. But
pretty close.
Some of it drags a little in some instances. And in other instances, it's just there are some gaps, I think. And no, it's just good. It's just really good. I really enjoyed it. It definitely like fits into ooh, feeling lucky. It fits into how you would not lucky would think of like a classic kind of anime story. God, the designs are cool. Did you just hit a tree?
Nope, I hit a patch of grass and stopped me dead.
I see. Much like a tree would.
What?
Akin to that tree.
I'm currently on episode, what would you say, like 40 of Dragon Ball Z?
56, I think.
56? Alright. I'm currently on episode, like, 56 of Dragon Ball Z. No spoilers, though. I watched all of Dragon Ball because I was like, I don't want to see adult Goku. I want to see Kid Goku. That's much more engaging and adorable to me. And I did! I watched the whole fucking thing. I was like, I want to watch this because he's cuter. And he is, by the way.
Yeah.
Baby Goku is the cutest. I love him and I miss him. I'm not sure if I can say no spoilers because I'm like actively watching it, but I feel like everyone else has already seen it. You know?
No.
That's fair.
Well, okay, Janet notwithstanding.
I haven't seen it. Unless it's Star Trek, I haven't seen it.
Noted. Old person. Jesus. God. That was literally the most stereotypically old thing you could have actually said. Unless it's Star Trek, I haven't seen it. Jesus Christ.
True.
What arc are you in? Who's the big bad? Currently Frieza.
It's literally 56 episodes in.
Yeah. We went past
quite early.
We went past the original three Saiyans that we met. Mr. Cabbage, Mr. Vegetable, and Mr. Radish.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are on another planet for some godforsaken reason. I love how that decision, they were just like, I'm gonna go into space. That decision was made in approximately 45 seconds in one episode. They're like, well, we can fix this problem simply by going to space. Literally the conversation they had.
Yeah, the obvious solution, let's go to space.
Literally, that is exactly how it happened. They were like, obviously, we can go to space. And everyone else was like, Krillin, you're the smartest man alive. And then Bulma, the only one with 2 brain cells, is like, bitch, how?
That's not simple. That's not a simple solution at all.
And I was like, oh god, this is exactly what I needed. And, yeah, and then they did. Which is the craziest part to me.
It was a simple solution somehow.
It actually was. You know what? And truthfully, I really respect that because all of my favorite animes built upon that template of, you know what? I don't want to actually figure out the logistics. I just kind of want to go to space.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if I could simply just go to space.
If I could just simply, yeah.
In the meantime, you know.
And my favorite part is, on the way to space. Well, not on the way to space. In space. Goku's like, well, I better just get so much more buff than I already am. And he spends the fucking B-plot of the next 14 episodes just cut away to him doing push-ups. That's it. He does sit-ups at one point.
Solve all of our problems.
Yeah, he does sit-ups at one point, and that becomes like a B-plot problem, for like a few episodes. But like genuinely, it is probably the funniest thing I have ever seen. He's just like, I gotta just do 10,000 push-ups over and over again. And the best part is that it so totally worked. Oh. Oh, that's funny. I mean, look. Yeah, they have the 7 magic Dragon Balls that grant any wish. Which I guess is weird. And then they meet, for all intents and purposes, kind of like a green alien god. And then they're like, you know what we could do to fix this problem? Go to the planet where green alien god comes from. But the fact that... Because magic and technology are 2 different things. Also, obsessed with the idea of capsules as a way to explain away everything. Like what a brilliant plot device. So smart. He was just like, I don't actually want to figure out how they get cars here, so we're just gonna put it in a little pill. Like, yes! That's so smart.
This sounds like a Star Trek episode.
No.
They went to space, there was a capsule, I don't know.
I mean, aren't they always? Isn't that their, like, 5-year mission? 10-year mission? I can't remember the intro.
Boldly went where no one has gone before.
Yeah. I've seen the first few episodes. It's Final Fantasy logic. Yeah, exactly. They were like, you know what? I bet Toriyama's just like, I don't actually want to fucking draw this. It's probably like what it came down to. It's just like, I just want to draw big guys fighting each other, and the faster I can get to that, the happier I'll be.
This guy gotta get swole fast.
Yeah. It's gotta be like one of the cleverest things I've ever seen. He's like all action, all fighting. And I'm watching, for those uninitiated, I'm watching the Funimation dub because I was like, I want to experience this as if I was a child in Canada.
First time. Yeah.
Yeah, watching it for the first time. Like, truly the experience we all kind of, well, I didn't have, but other people had. And I gotta tell you, one guy does everybody. Like, his voice is the cast.
Yeah, Chris Sabat does do it.
Chris Sabat plays everybody.
Yep.
And by virtue of it being, because Dragon Ball was written in, like, the early 80s, initially, and then I think Dragon Ball Z was, like, the late 80s. By virtue of it being the 80s, there's a lot of interesting characterization. Lot of things that, you know, maybe wouldn't be okay today.
True.
Lot of
Product
things
of
that
its
would
time.
not actually be okay today. A product of its time it is. I remember we were watching like episode 1 or episode 2, and I at one point, like, mouth agape, turned to Mr. Gibby like, "Are you fucking serious?" And he's like, "No, yeah, this is what it is." Hell. And I was like, this is, like, retrospectively, the fucking funniest thing. Because it's beyond inappropriate nowadays.
True.
And
And yet,
I feel like Mr. Popo wouldn't exist in 2024.
Somehow, yeah.
stop throwing those.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
God, I got my fucking ass beat in this race. There's a few other characters where I was like, did you fucking run out of shit to draw? Like, why are we doing this? Oh god, it was so good. Alright, good night, Matt. Sleep time.
Good night.
I had 3 red shells at the end just to hit Gibby.
There was a lot of red shells.
I was behind all that, so I thankfully did not receive the brunt of the red shell. I was being hit by green shells, like, miles back. Alright, are we feeling lucky?
Let's see.
Ooh, no, we're not lucky.
Oh.
Beans.
Oh,
So sad.
beans. The saddest.
But yeah, so my anime adventure right now is just making my way through Dragon Ball Z. And then what's after... Okay, first of all, as I'm sitting here on episode, like, 56 of 291...
I don't think you need to worry about it.
We got lots of content to get through.
So much content and unbelievable.
That's a nice feeling, though.
Oh yeah. I've got shit to watch for the rest of time. And it's not like we don't try to get through most, like, we'll sit down
You're not going
every
as
other...
slow.
Yeah. I mean, comparatively, I suppose. Every so often, like every other weekend, we'll sit down and maybe get through like 15, 20 episodes. Which is about an episode a day. An episode and a little bit a day, you know? But, yeah, so it's... Oh, God, it's just... It's so interesting for me.
Yes.
To experience anime backwards.
Yes, I did.
I first watched the animes that came directly as a result of Dragon Ball, you know? For those who haven't been here, my favorite anime is Bleach. And you can't tell me that that's not a fucking great anime. It was part of the big 3, with Naruto and One Piece. And then it ended, and I was sad, and then it came back, and it was awesome. Well, the manga it ended and it died, and that was fine. And then the anime ended, and then the last arc still had to be animated, and and then they animated it 10 years later. Anyways, awesome. Oh, hello. Thanks for the follow. But I watched Bleach, and it's my favorite anime ever. And I like watching Jujutsu Kaisen, which has been on record as taking heavy influence from Bleach.
Yes.
Which is probably why I'm obsessed with it.
Have you seen all of Jujutsu Kaisen?
I'm not Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Not that
but
weird.
All the regular
episodes, yeah. I've been trying to watch Bleach. Where do you watch it? I think. Let me double check. Crunchyroll, I don't think has it anymore.
Yeah.
Let me. I know Disney Plus has the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, which is the last arc. So super spoilers. And I won't talk about it. Sorry, I gotta open my Crunchyroll app and Jujutsu Kaisen's just open. Damn. Bleach. I think Disney Plus might have all of it. It might have the early stuff too.
I think it does.
Yeah, I think they got the rights to all of it in the end. Be warned, the early anime is not good looking. It looks so shitty.
It's a product of its time.
Yeah, digitally speaking, it just kind of sucks.
They could have pulled a Fullmetal Alchemist. That would have been cool.
Yeah, coulda, didn't. But if you want to watch Bleach, I highly encourage watching through all of the filler arcs, including the Bound arc, which is a controversial opinion. The first filler arc is the Bound arc. Watch it. It's bad, but I think it's good. It has some of my favorite characters in it. That I think then get referenced like later on in the actual manga. It's crazy. But because I watched Bleach, which is my favorite, and I watched Jujutsu Kaisen, which is good. But to then go back and watch the influence of that, I know, like the proto shonen, and see like, oh, this is where they get that from, and this is where they get this from. It's been so like weirdly fun and enlightening, and it's been a really unique perspective, I think. Yeah, and it's just I've been really, really enjoying it.
Oh.
What the heck? What the heck?
I just shell.
Oh, you guys okay back there?
I hit myself with my own shell.
Oh, brilliant.
Super effective.
Second place, 4 green shells.
Damn.
Not a single red shell. Did they change the spawn rate on me again?
I've been getting
God,
lots of
I
red
don't
shells.
know.
Yeah. I can tell.
And a boombox at a very opportune time.
Yep.
You did.
Still got 4th. Below Cat Peach.
Below Cat Peach. Cat Peach was a monster.
Cat Peach really was insane.
Yeah.
Oh god, there it is. Yeah, it is on Disney Plus. All 16 seasons of it.
There you go.
God, sorry, I'm looking at I'm looking at the original like what are they called? Like the little episode cards.
Yeah.
Which is basically like a screen cap of the show.
They got a few animes
Jesus,
on
it looks
Disney Plus.
shitty. Oh, Disney Plus is incredible for
certain things.
Certain animes. But yeah, God, old Bleach fucking looks horrible. It looks so bad. But it's worth watching, and I'll die on that hill. Oh, and I gotta fucking watch. I gotta catch up with 1,000 Year Blood War, because part 3 is airing now. And I'm 3 episodes behind. Damn. Not that I don't know what happens. I read this many years ago, but when it got announced, when the fucking anime got announced, I lost it. I lost my mind. I was so excited. Oh, finally. And now they have the animation techniques to actually make it look good, which is always appreciated. Boo Lake again. Jesus, I gotta stop clicking random. This is the 3rd time we've done Boo Lake.
Oh.
But at least now it's backwards. It feels a little fresh. But yeah, what other animes have people been watching lately? I gotta know. Well, it's not like I'm gonna finish Dragon Ball Z anytime soon. Jeepers. I did have... Ow. I did have an epiphany. Well, Mr. Gibby had an epiphany that I joined in on. Whilst we were watching. God, what was it? I think we were watching... What fight? I can't remember what fight it was. But it was, imagine if you were watching this actually weekly and you got 20 minutes of, like, new content every week, and the vast majority of the 20 minutes was just yelling. And I was like, oh, actually, that's a really good point. That would really piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
If I...
couldn't immediately watch the next episode, and that's
yeah.
all you had.
And all I had was like, oh, here, eat this bean, and some conversation, and then yelling, and then nothing happens.
I've been waiting all week for this, and then that's
It's
it.
Saturday morning. I went through so much school just to get here.
You made sure you got all your homework done, so you could, like, get on the TV.
Yep. I got cereal in hand.
Got up early.
And it's 20 minutes of nothing going on.
Oh, I did bad.
I wouldn't say that.
I got 7.
That's not bad.
That's not great.
I mean, it's not great, but I won't say it's bad. I will say, and I'll say this on record, I'm never watching One Piece. I'm never reading One Piece. You can't make me.
Okay.
It's not gonna happen.
I've heard you say it's not going to happen before, and then it happened.
I mean, that's true. However, One Piece has, like, literal years worth of content. Dragon Ball Z seems manageable in comparison to One Piece, and that's sad. It's not gonna lie, this might be the last match. You gotta get up. You gotta get some sleep in there.
It's like Doctor Who. I haven't seen much of it, and I'm like, I don't know where to start yet.
Oh, that one I can help you with.
There's just so much.
There is. There's 60 years worth of content.
Right, and I used to watch it when I was like a kid, but I don't even know where to start now.
I can help you. That one I actually have a lock on. I'm
overwhelming.
An old British nerd. I can do that. Yeah. Watching Blue Lock and My Hero Academia? Nice. Those will get put on the list, I'm sure, of mine for after Dragon Ball. Straptor, how's it going? as I take this horrible turn, we're talking about anime. Surprise! God, everybody's got bananas. Get out of here with your bananas. Leave me alone.
That's bananas.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Umbrella. Wait.
Close. But not close enough. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, One Piece. Nope, not gonna happen. I can appreciate the meme value, but I can't. I don't think there's enough time left in the rest of my life to finish it.
Very nervous passing you right here.
You should.
Oh yeah. Like, oh no.
I'm
in danger.
I'm in danger. Oh, yes. Mr. Gibby and I are also planning on sitting down and watching the 25 most popular Simpsons episodes as voted by IMDb.
Nice.
Which we already knew, like, the vast majority of them. I'm pretty sure all of them we've watched before. Like, in context of, yes, I enjoyed The Simpsons. But it'll be nice to actually like sit down and watch like the best ones. The best one, by the way, if you don't know, is called Homer's Enemy. That is universally known as... Did you just trick off the Berlin Wall?
Yeah.
That's so horrible.
You don't do that?
I hate that.
You're not tricking against the Berlin Wall. What are you doing with
That is so bizarre that Nintendo was like, we need to take this, like, horrible piece of German history and make it something you can trick off of. Wow. That's insane.
I trick out the Berlin Wall every time.
God, that's so bizarre. I don't, out of principle. I've never watched The Simpsons. The only episode you've seen start to finish is Steamed Hams. Oh, so you watched the episode that includes Steamed Hams is part of the top 25.
I gotta look up
I think that's
25.
Like Stories of Springfield or something like that.
Stories of Springfield.
You just watched Steamed Hams. I get it. You should watch the whole episode because it's very good. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons until I was 13. And I didn't know why until I learned that the vast majority of the references my parents made were just Simpsons references. So, for example, when I was a kid, my parents always told me that I had an evil twin that was in the attic that they fed fish heads to. That's a Simpsons reference. That's a Treehouse of Horror, I think 9 reference. My dad would constantly go like, he would do the annoyed grunt. He would go, "Don't," which I thought was just my dad doing a funny thing. Nope, reference. Which I didn't know until I watched it for the first time, and I was like, wait a second, my dad's not that clever, actually. He's just making a reference. And that was when the... you just hear me from downstairs, like, Mom, I get it now.
I finally get your inside joke.
I fucking figured it out. Turns out you're actually not that funny. It was the guys in the Simpsons writing room. Your parents didn't watch The Simpsons. They came up with this random story of a cannibalistic little boy who lived in the cornfields. Jesus. That is hilarious. What a story to come up with. I feel like that's how urban legends start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom was a joke thief. Well, it was more my dad, but my mom goes, I never actually told you that you had a twin in the attic that you fed fish heads to. I just didn't tell you that your father was making a reference. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about? You were complicit. She's like,
No.
Woo! Yeah, my mom willingly admitted, she was like, I didn't tell you specifically, I just didn't tell you the opposite. And I was like, you...
I just didn't tell you the truth.
The truth was that I was an only child. But, like... Damn. Damn if that wasn't the funniest thing. And truthfully, it gets funnier with age, because I don't know if you're familiar, I don't know if anyone in chat's familiar with parenting. Judging by my demographics, I don't think you are. But the way to parent is to just lie to your children. Lie.
All the time.
Fucking lie every day. Every day you are lying to a child.
Every
that
day
is
you're
100%
lying. You're doing something
correct.
right.
Yeah. 100% lie to your kid. That's like all of parenting.
Parenting 101.
Yeah, my childhood was great. My parents lied to me every second of every day.
Lie to do what you need. Like, you can't press that light on the top of the car because the cops
It's
will pull you over.
illegal. The cops will be
illegal.
here.
Yeah.
Glad
Like,
we all had similar childhoods, though.
It works 100% of the time. The kid will believe you. There's no repercussions. You get what you want. Just lie to the child.
Yep. Never let them see you in a moment of weakness is something I learned as a child. Because here's the thing about children, which again, unsure if people are familiar. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah.
They will become obsessive as soon as you, like, become lenient. You're done. It's over. It's so over.
Once they see weakness,
they will exploit it every single time.
They will go for it.
There are appropriate moments to say, no, I messed up, I apologize.
It's important for it to happen occasionally.
Exactly, but...
They learn to do it themselves.
Yep. But, like, you gotta...
You gotta be lying.
90%. You gotta be lying the whole time. That is the one piece of parenting advice I've received, is lie. And the best part, I think, is that my parents never lied in, like, mean ways. It was always fun ways. I had, and still do, have an issue with scheduling and plans. Once schedules are thrown off, I get very upset. Which has always been a trait of mine that no one ever looked into further. But, like, I would become very upset if things start to get thrown off. So, what my mom did, and kudos to her, I think I've said this before, because, wow, incredible, is that she would never explain what we were doing that day. She would just say, trust me. And I, as a child of but 3 years old, would be like, yep, that's my mom. Because I had a healthy childhood. I trust her. Mm-hmm. And that was the thing, was if plans had to change, I didn't know what the plan was, so I wouldn't get upset.
You can't be disappointed if you don't have expectations.
Exactly, and that truly was it.
It's a great way to live.
100%.
Not. Horrible way to live, but great way to live.
Oh, yeah. So instead of like, oh, we're gonna go play with the neighbor at the park today, my mom would just say, trust me. So if the neighbor had to cancel last minute, we could go do something else, and that was always the plan from the start. And so I would never be upset because everything was always going according to plan. I was just never clued in on the plan until we were there. And I think, That's the way to do it. And to be honest, that's exactly what I took and have like incorporated into other aspects of my life because it was so helpful for me.
This is good to know.
Yeah. In your native language, we have this term that translates to donkey poop. Ooh. So whenever we were going out and we asked where, she would say donkey shit. You know what? That's fair.
Nice.
That's how you do it. Keep it a secret. It's always Plan B was always Plan A. I just didn't know that Plan A didn't work.
No idea of the existence.
Exactly. It was perfect. Long road trip, you were annoying her and threatened to drop us in a field. Oh, dear. And you and your sister, being children, were, just go, yeah. And so she made up the frickin' cornfield thing on the spot to terrify you. Here's the thing. A lot of urban legends come from parents trying to protect their children. Fun fact. A lot of stories that we use as cautionary tales are just mothers scaring the shit out of their children.
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't do this.
Yeah.
It's easier to scare them.
Yeah, cautionary
this
tales.
Other kid this and they got eaten by a witch, and you're like, all right.
Exactly. Cautionary tales and like myths and legends in that variety are used to scare children into behaving appropriately. There's a German tale. I can't remember the actual name of it, but
there's so many German tales.
There's it's something like Little Johnny Suck a Thumb, and he sucked his thumb, and eventually someone came and cut them off. And that was used to scare children into not sucking their thumbs anymore. Or into like behaving appropriately.
Yeah. Like how the Bible is used to control people.
I mean, look, I'm not here to get all up and use
there are a series of stories that have been co-opted into making people.
I do believe that people will use tales to get people to behave in certain ways, and I think that organized religion in general is an excellent example of, you know, first of all, how incredible faith is, because the ability to have that amount of faith is something I could not do. And again, like, the community that organized religion brings, whether it be temple or church or wherever you practice, can be a force for good. I don't want to discount that.
So positive for certain things, yeah.
So incredible for the community. But yeah, a lot of stories come from cautionary tales.
I mean, the stories in the Bible I meant specifically are stories that have been co-opted to be religious. Like David and Goliath was not a religious story. They wrote it in there to be like, have faith instead of don't be dumb. don't be overconfident. Yeah.
Yeah. There are many stories about like, don't go out at night, don't go into the water without supervision, and when I talk about water, I mean like oceans and lakes, not like pools.
I mean, even then.
Yeah, because there are things that will get you in the night. It's to make sure that kids stay home. You'll get sick if you go out in the cold whilst you've got wet hair. That's technically not true, for the record. I think they did a study on it, and it's just an old wives' tale. But yeah, I find it very interesting, these kinds of stories that people will develop to keep people safe and happy.
Mm-hmm. Newfoundland has a lot of like folk tales that are similar. Yeah. They're like about fairies. There's a lot of folklore with fairies, and a lot of it is like, don't go into the woods alone because the fairies will get you. But like, because they don't want the kids walking into the woods get eaten by a bear.
Like, fair, honestly.
Honestly, yeah.
And instead of trying to impart the danger that is a bear, even though that's just valid on its own.
Scared, yeah. Like, but there's like little, and then like if you do, you gotta turn your coat inside out. You gotta leave a trail of breadcrumbs, and you're like, it's just as easy not to go in the woods.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it's way easier to just
so
not
many
do
like
that.
convoluted folk tales that are all just, little stories to get kids to do what you want.
Yep. But yeah, in essence, back to the original point is that lie to children.
Lie to children.
Lie to children. They're gonna believe whatever
you
say.
A, B, C. Always be lying.
And like meaningless lies. I'm not telling you to like lie about important things. That's not good. There are many, many cases where you should be truthful to children. And it's important that you are, so they are truthful back. Because the last thing you want is for a child to start lying to you. Especially about things regarding their own safety.
Yeah, lying for their protection.
Exactly.
Where they can see once they're older, there was a reason that they lied for that. Like,
exactly.
Not just for funsies.
There is actually a reason. Now I get it. There will always come a time in every adult's life where they reflect on things they were told as a child and they go, oh, now I get it. Always. That's just how it works. I agree that some kids will become a little too adventurous, and they'll really want to know about what happens when they misbehave and they go to places they shouldn't go. And that's where the delicate balance kind of happens, right? Like, you should be cautious about how you speak to children. But yeah, just look. There are very valid and important reasons to be truthful to children, because you don't want them to hide things from you, especially if they're not safe and they're in danger. Mm-hmm. But seriously, fucking things like, oh, trust me to know where we're going, from a parent to a child. Like, yeah. And then you wind up at the park, totally fine. Instead of like the bowling alley or something, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, or there's something scary that, like, it would be kind of traumatizing to tell them why exactly, like,
yeah,
you don't feel safe around a certain person or certain information, that you can't really explain to a child. You tell them a lie.
Oh yeah,
it's easier. Lie. It's simple.
But they should also be aware, like, and I don't want to use the don't talk to strangers as an example, because whilst that's super important, the vast majority of cases involving children involve people they already know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it should be imparted on them that, yeah, don't talk to strangers, but also if someone like, you should never have secrets from your, well, children should never have secrets from their parents.
Unless it's like birthday parties or something.
I mean,
they should learn. If anyone asks you to keep a secret, you need to let someone know.
Exactly.
Beans.
Yeah, and I think that the problem with kids, unfortunately, is that they don't understand lying very well. They don't understand when to lie or how to lie.
Understand their own tells.
Exactly. They can't lie really well.
Not great at it.
And they can be coerced into telling things like half-truths. And it's very messy. There's a lot of research out there on children's lie telling, and their ability to understand that, you know, some people don't know certain things, and some things that should be withheld and some can't, because kids see, like, and when I say kids, I mean like really little kids, like they have no knowledge of nuance, and so the world is just black and white to them. It's all or nothing. This is either acceptable or unacceptable. So to say like, oh, keep the birthday party secret, but oh, you know, make sure you're always truthful. Like, it's hard to convey that to a child. Hard to
balance as an adult, right? Like,
exactly. It's also very difficult to balance as an adult.
So how do you do it as a child? You don't. That's just how you do.
Your uncle is a genius. He convinced my cousin, the same one, that when you lie, your eyes change color. So whenever he lies, he closes his eyes, so it's a dead giveaway.
Smart.
That's how you lie to kids. And like a lot of it's, you know, it's a hot topic. A lot of people will say you can't lie to children. You should always be truthful. I don't subscribe to that for reasons we've discussed, but it's a valid way of thinking, and I think that's important to acknowledge. But it sure makes parenting hard. So, because sometimes you gotta fib a little. You just gotta.
True.
There have been times where children that I don't even control, who are not mine, I will lie to.
Yeah.
One, because it's funny.
I forgot you already.
It just sounds like you enjoy lying to children.
I enjoy lying in general.
Fucking hilarious. Are you kidding me? Oh man, anyways. You shouldn't lie about important stuff. That's the key. You're right. 100%.
No, I don't lie about important stuff.
Yeah. And, again, to beat a dead horse here, children will not understand.
No. When they catch you.
Yeah. If they catch you out in a lie, you're fucked.
You're fucked for the rest of your relationship.
Because then it becomes, if I can't lie, why do you get to lie?
Always lie, never get caught.
Yeah.
That's what we learned today.
That's the lesson of the stream.
Oh.
I don't think anyone in chat is under the age of 12. So, I think we're in the clear. Yeah. Children view things in absolutes. They also literally do not have the cognitive capacity to understand. That's, I think, the most important part. They literally have not developed enough to understand. One, that people, like, have other viewpoints. And, like, have the capacity to know different things than you. But also, like, lying is hard. I cannot lie convincingly. The only way I can lie is lying by omission. I cannot tell falsehoods. You will see it immediately on my face. On my little animated face. The kids don't understand that, so they just believe me. Woo!
I had to do it at work quite a bit, because I get a lot of confidential stuff. I get to know a lot of information that I'm not allowed to share out, so if someone point blank asks me, I don't know that, I'm not sure, never heard of that before in my life. Well, yep. I just was talking about it for like an hour. But, you know, I don't know.
Yep.
So. gotten very good at that at work, and it's painful.
Yeah.
Just not natural.
I give like half answers. That's how I tend to answer difficult questions. Is if someone asks about something, I'll say like, "Oh, well, I'm not at liberty to disclose this, but here's the most I can give you." Because it's very tricky, especially when you work with confidential information. Like I also do. There's
people will ask me
a
point
line.
blank certain things, and I'm like, if I say I don't know, they're like, well, you would have just said no.
You have to
the
know.
answer was yes. So
yeah, at some point,
but
just
I
like,
don't know
can't
is yeah. So all the time, I will just be like, nope, that is not. I don't know, and I don't know. You have to be confident about it. And it's annoying.
Yeah,
I don't
I'll
have that
straight up
confidence
say
with
like,
lying.
I'm not telling you that. I can't tell you that. I'm not allowed to tell you that.
It's hard.
Yeah. Social interaction in general, I feel like when people take it for granted a lot, but there's so much nuance in how humans communicate with each other, including things like lie telling, that it is so incredibly fascinating to watch how we navigate socially, because sometimes lying is the right thing to do. It's a little white lie. It's not going to impact anyone at all.
Sometimes it protects people.
Exactly. Like, sometimes a little white lie goes a long way in either making people feel good or better, or, uh-oh, I'm off the cloud.
Where did you just go?
I'm off and away into the air.
Just see Palm go fly. I'm like, oh, I didn't know.
Oh
my god, it's
part
beautiful.
There she goes.
There she goes.
You volunteer
There goes
at a
my
hospital.
hero.
Oh, so you do patient portfolios. Yeah. See? Yeah, that's when you just gotta draw the line. Nope, you're not getting that info. I, thankfully do not work with that type of sensitive information, but yeah, like, just, my background is in cognitive psychology, specifically developmental psychology. Those, like, young children around the ages of 3 to 5-ish, but, like, just more generally learning a lot about cognitive development from birth until about 12. And you would not believe what goes on in those periods. Like, there's a reason why people will count... Oh my god, I must be doing real shit. Look at the items I'm getting. Jesus.
Keep me zoomed off.
He's gone.
I'm going.
There's a reason why pediatricians as well as parents will measure age in months far past when you actually think it's appropriate. It's because it's important. The difference between 24 and 25 months is actually extreme. And it's just, oh god, it's wild to see what kids can come up with.
PD Piranha.
Thank you so much for the follow.
I hate you, PD Piranha.
PD Piranha.
Why do you do this to me, Petey?
Why do you hate me, Petey?
Oh, he doesn't hate me. I hate him.
I hate it. He doesn't think about me at all.
I don't think about you at all.
Good Suits reference. Good Suits reference.
Yeah.
Thanks, I've never seen it.
Great quote,
yeah.
My mom decided one day, she was just like, before hockey started, over the summer, she was like, I'm just gonna watch all of Suits. And did.
That sounds fun.
And she marathoned the whole thing, and now hockey's back.
Yeah.
Sister Raptor.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, kids are stupid. Long and the short of it, kids are dumb. And not on purpose. They're just like little dumb
their brains are still growing. They're trying their best.
Smooth.
Yeah.
So smooth, so not connected yet.
Smooth brains.
See, and the weirdest part is that for the amount of stuff they can do, babies super intelligent, toddlers and onwards so incredibly stupid. Like baby development, like infant development is insane. It's fast.
How fast it goes.
And it's alarming. Think about things that you know how to do that
Concepts.
at
Like,
one point you had no fucking idea about.
they're doing all of that at once.
They're absorbing it all at once. And then they get kind of a handle on it, and then they have to start developing things a little higher order, like rational thought. And you know, like making decisions, which they didn't really have to cognitively think about because many decisions were really made for them. And yeah, it's just, oh god, it's so cool. It's so cool. Imagine you like, and I think one of the easiest ways to describe kind of how difficult it is take a language you know nothing in.
Oh, yeah.
Not a single word.
Completely,
and go to a country that speaks only that language. You've got no idea what's going on. You cannot communicate with anybody. Now, imagine you also like not being able to sit up. And not stand or walk or talk or anything. Like, not only can you not speak that language, you also can't speak at all. like, wow. And then they just learn to do that. You know? God, it's incredible. Also, if you have the chance, let babies be bilingual. Teach them 2 languages.
Learn them early.
Yep.
Get that brain to
because it's hard. It's very difficult to learn language formally later in life.
It's true.
And 2, being being monolingual really puts you at a disadvantage. 1, socially and like globally. But also cognitively, like
when your brain's mushy, learning a second language is so much better.
Oh yeah.
And you can learn a third language so much easier after.
I had a star, I hit the button, and then I got hit by lightning. Beans. But yeah, like encourage them to learn languages whilst they still can easily. And cognitively, there are many benefits to having a second language or having multiple languages, because the connections in your brain, for lack of a better way to describe it, are just better.
They're just firing fully.
Learn language, even if you're past, you know, being a kid. Learn a language.
Good.
Yeah.
It'll be hard. Don't get me wrong. But fuck, like, what? Isn't that fun? Isn't that cool? I'm such a smooth brain monolingual.
I feel so lame.
I hate it.
I speak English and cat, and it's just lame.
You know, because we're Canadian, we went through school and we learned a bit of French. The way they teach language in schools pisses me off to like the extreme, but that's a story for another day.
My French is horrible.
Now that I'm an adult, I couldn't generate French on my own. I can read French just fine. But I couldn't, and I can like kinda still get a grip on what they're saying. But it's not like it was, and I can't just like spontaneously speak it anymore, which I'm upset about. But yeah, I want to be able to talk to different people and learn new things, and it's, God, I'm jealous of everyone who can speak multiple languages. Here I am, like, first of all, thank God I speak English as a first language, because it is the most complicated
So
language
hard.
to learn. It is
Sure.
so, like, first of all, contextually dependent. And it follows, it has a structure, beans. But the problem is that the structure kind of varies depending on which language English stole the thing from.
Yep.
True. Oh, I'm in the drink.
So even words that sound similar, like the reason why they don't follow the same structure is because they come from different
Oh, man.
languages.
Jesus.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be, but the context of goose geese versus moose and moose, I think it's just because their roots come from different languages. They seem the same, but they're not, because they follow
be.
different structures. There's a few others that are similar, where you're like, ah, yes, they must be related because they look identical. But no, in fact, one comes from, like, Latin, and one comes from German, and one comes from French, or, because we're in Canada, bonus, some words may come from, like, indigenous languages, or may come from, languages that we're not sure of the structure of, because there are no, like, formal classes for them, because they're taught by tradition, and traditionally orally. So yeah,
Or
it's
just
just,
butchered over time to be some weird word that is not what it should have been.
yep. Or the things just change. That's the best part about language, is that it changes over time. And the best part about language is that it changes. The worst part about language is that everyone complains about it.
Yeah.
Like,
When did this word mean this? It's like that's how that happens, you know?
what the fuck is yeet? Well,
Well, it's a word now.
it's the present tense of yo. You know, like, I guess language changes all the time, and a
Based on what
lot,
people use it as,
yeah,
yeah.
and a lot of the slang terms we have get co-opted from specific communities that then don't receive credit for cool, fun slang, which is unfortunate. Usually it's Black American communities that come up with, or, introduce words or have different phrases that then get co-opted by other people, and they're like, ah, yes, we thought of this, instead of attributing it properly, and that's
Yep.
how a lot of language history is lost, which is really unfortunate.
Yep,
Because we need to know where it comes from. It's important to language history.
So many squids.
I know, what the hell? Specifically on this track.
Oh, I just got red
Yep.
shells.
I
That's
can't
great.
see a gosh dang thing.
I just blocked 2 red shells with 2 red shells, and let me tell you, that was not satisfying. Oh, you got me with the
What's
third
the
one,
opposite?
though.
What's the opposite of satisfying?
Man,
Unsatisfying?
Beans.
Beans, exactly. You know what? My next emote is gonna be beans.
Just a
That'll
can
be
of
fun.
beans.
One bean or multiple beans? Multiple beans?
I think, no, like, multiple kidney beans. Like a handful of beans.
That'd be fun.
Anyways, I've always been super interested in the history of language and how it works and what it means. And I think it's
Try
important
Bowser.
to...
Dry Bowser was gunning, dude. He was coming so fast.
Man, we talked about a lot of really cool stuff today. For a short stream, this has been an educational stream.
It's been a packed, chock full of facts.
Topics.
Yeah, we started off with Dragon Ball, and here we are with, like, fundamental history of language.
Yep.
Wow.
Go us.
Unbelievable.
Most educational streamer.
That's not true. I will use any excuse. That's not true by a mile. I will use any excuse to talk about things I find neato.
Goes.
I will also use any excuse to learn about things I find neato, which I think everyone should do.
Lots of stuff.
Beans.
Oh, and learning, I feel like I need to clarify. I don't mean necessarily watching YouTube summary videos about things. I mean, like, reading books and, like, science things. I'm very lucky because I still have access to a lot of, like, scientific journals and articles and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And I am quite an educated gal, so a lot of it makes sense to me. And I can interpret it appropriately. Because, God, stats sucks. Let me get that out of the way. But, yeah, just...
Oh, good.
When you're learning, be careful. I was hoping to slow down and get someone else in the blue explosion.
There's a lot of information that's wrong out there, too.
Yep. There's a lot of information that's purposefully presented incorrectly as well, which is dangerous. There's one thing for it to be, like, wrong.
Misinterpreted stuff, yeah.
Yeah. There's, like, the difference between misinformation and disinformation. Like, just please, I beg of you. I know science is largely, like, academic science is largely inaccessible. Because those journals have to make their money somehow. I would know. I bought one. It was expensive.
Yep.
But fourth, Jesus, try Bowser. They definitely upped the difficulty of those CPUs. That's what I'll blame. CPUs. But yeah, just here's a tip. When research comes out that says a specific thing, try to figure out if someone paid for that study to be conducted.
Yes.
What was the source funding of this?
It's always what you have to look at, right?
Yeah.
That's, I think, the most important part of reading about science is figuring out who paid for the science to be done. There's a big difference between grants that are federal or provincial or state, for example, and things that are paid for privately through companies. Or, not to say that federal and provincial grants can't be purposefully given to people researching specific things, which is true.
There's a lot of money, conflict of interest.
Yeah, a lot of money goes to, like, different things, but anyways. Yeah. But it's a huge conflict of interest when it's a huge conflict of interest when the people paying for the study to be run may receive financial benefit from the results.
Yes.
So please, if you listen to anything I ever say, when you're reading about science, do a little searching around and see who is the one who wanted these results. And who
do
paid
they have
for these results.
An internal bias to what result they want? Yeah.
Yeah, for example, studies have been run by people that get paid by Exxon and other large oil companies that perhaps don't show the same findings as other more independent studies.
Mhm.
And just, yeah, that's the biggest part of science, like reading literacy, is to see who paid for it. Anyways, with that important information imparted onto you, the viewer, I'm going to end stream. I think we covered a lot of like really good things today.
Yeah, on the
um,
Pomoko podcast.
on the Pomoko podcast.
The
Maybe we
Pomoko
should
Power
the
podcast.
Pomoko Power podcast. That's a lot of plosives.
That's a lot of plosives. Gotta make sure you got your plosive guard on there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, next time on the Pomoko Power podcast, we'll talk about other things. And if you actually want a podcast, let me know because I probably won't do it.
Everyone's doing one. I mean,
Everyone's got a podcast. We should have, when COVID hit and everyone bought microphones and became podcasters, that was the worst thing that could have happened to the
the
world
worst
in general.
timeline.
Oh god, everyone with an opinion bought a microphone and spoke into it, and that was bad.
Oh, even if they don't have an opinion, they have an opinion now, and you're like,
Ugh, awful.
You don't have to say it.
And as someone who is opinionated, I largely keep them to myself in public because I know when the time is to give it and when the time is to keep it into myself. And podcasts, unfortunately, there is no keeping things to oneself. Anyways,
It's true. It's an important skill to have.
Exactly.
Know when
You
to-
gotta master the knowing when and where.
Know when to hold them, know when to
fold them.
Yep.
There you go. Thanks, friends. Anyways, next time on the Pomoko Power podcast, we'll talk about something else that I know some things about. Maybe anime again. That felt like a strong middle section. In the meantime, I'm gonna go maybe have something to eat that's not popcorn. I will talk to you all later. If you liked this kind of content, maybe drop a little follow or subscribe, depending on what platform you're on. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.